Who gave that first great speech you remember? If you're a baby boomer like me, it might have been John F. Kennedy's inauguration speech. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Kennedy had spent 3 months mulling over ideas and quotes before he sat down with his speechwriter and wrote that first draft. Or it may be Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, which was actually improvised at the end of his written speech, when singer Mahalia Jackson shouted, "Tell him about the dream, Martin!" You may be slow and methodical about speech preparation like Kennedy, or be able to improvise like King. I'm going to present to you several different ways to use outlines in order to prepare a speech. You can mix and match the ideas to make a style of your own. The 5 parts of the 3-point essay are opening, point 1, point 2, point 3, and the closing. In your opening, you're going to start with a hook. A hook is a catchy phrase or question that grabs the audience attention. You'll briefly state 3 points and give them your topic sentence. What's your main point? You'll relate point 1 to that main topic and give some supporting statements or facts or quotes or stories about point 1. Then move to point 2, point 3, and close by restating the topic sentence and restating the 3 points and wrapping up by concluding your essay, possibly with a charge to do something. A person could simply fill in the outline with words and phrases, place them on 3x5 cards, and use those as notes for giving their speech. You might say, "That's great. I don't know what words or phrases to fill in." Well, let's take the icebreaker speech as an example. It's a 4 to 6 minute speech about yourself. Your 3 points could be chronological, your childhood, young adulthood, and your current circumstances. You need a hook, and you might do something like this. Have you ever had your life flash before your eyes? Well, I'm going to give you a glimpse into my life, from childhood and young adulthood to where I am now. So you've already covered your opening statement. Your 3 points could go something like this. I grew up in California. I had 3 brothers, and I love going to the beach and climbing. Point 2. Now, as a young adult, I attended Arizona State University, majored in elementary education, and my first job was teaching junior high math. 3rd point. Now I'm working from home and tutoring on the side, and I have a great husband and son, and I'm now in Texas. So I went from California to Arizona State to Texas. That sets up another approach to any speech, which is geographical. You're going from the point where you are now to somewhere else and ending at some other point. You can also do something like the self aspects, something that you do physically, emotionally, and mentally as your 3 points. Or you could do a common theme, where you start with a theme and you develop it through the 3 points. There are lots of different ways to use the 3-point outline in preparing a speech. Another person could use the outline to write their entire speech. That way you would have a word count. The rule of thumb for speaking is 100 words per minute. So if your speech ends up to be 500 words, yet when you present it, you only use 4.5 minutes, you're speaking a tad too fast. Other people might say, I don't like writing at all. I need some other method to get my speech across and to prepare for it. I suggest you take a piece of paper, divide it into thirds, and then divide it into half, so you have 6 parts of the paper. That way you'll have a room for speech title, opening, point 1, point 2, point 3, and the closing. And you can just draw in those boxes little doodles or things that remind you what you're going to be speaking about. Yes, it is possible to prepare a speech without an outline. But with an outline, you and your audience are a lot less likely to get lost. I hope you'll try it.